If you're a real estate agent running Facebook, Instagram, YouTube ads, or you're thinking about it, this is probably the most important shift you need to make. Because the reason most real estate ads fail, it has nothing to do with ad spend. It has nothing to do with the algorithm or the market or anything like that. It just has everything to do with the offer. Obviously, at the end of the day, those things all do play a role, but in large part, it's just the offer. What sort of offers are you running? Most agents are running the exact same three sort of offers that have been recycled for the last 10 to 15 years. And then they're confused why the leads don't convert, why the show rates are low, and just why they're stuck grinding the phones or just waiting for the next referral to come in. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the three most overused offers in real estate, why they often create zero leverage, and why your leads don't actually want to work with you, and what to run instead if you want authority and actual high intent. So let's just get into it. Before we do that, I just want to quickly cover the marketplace reality just to kind of set the stage, so to speak. So in reality, everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, everybody has the exact same listings. Not literally the same house or listing, but same promotion of those listings. Everyone has the exact same CMAs. Everyone has the same headline saying, free home evaluation, something like that. Everyone has the same buyer's list. Everyone has the same brokerage logos. There's Windermere, Remax, there's Keller Williams, all just the most popular logos. And that isn't a bad thing. I'm just trying to make a point that at a certain point, all ads will just kind of end up looking the same. And what this does is it makes the consumer, aka the leads, the people you're actually trying to get, it just makes them think that everything is just all the same. There's no differentiation between anybody else. So it doesn't really matter. And what this does is it creates marketplace saturation, which leads to no differentiation, which just leads to a race to the bottom. So everybody's just, hunting for scraps, just a big knife fight in the mud. That's all it is. And what this does is it creates zero leverage, creates no leverage between you and the lead, and you and your, even your friends in the same brokerage or office or whatever. You don't have any leverage over anybody else. Leads don't need you. They just need the information that you're offering. That's all it is. You just happen to be the person, the face that has that. So now that I've set the stage, let's actually get into more detail on what sort of ads people are seeing and what sort of ads you see on Facebook. So in terms of what everyone is actually doing, there's three main core offers in real estate marketing. The first offer is just listing ads. So, listing promotion. Just listed in Seattle, just listed in Bellevue, just listed in Shoreline, whatever it is. Very basic. 3-bed, 2-bath, under $700,000. Click for the price. Open house this weekend. On the surface, this seems logical. You have a listing, why not promote it? But here's what actually happens. You end up generating a ton of cheap leads. People click, they request info, they just want to see the photos. But the majority of those leads are not loyal to you. They're purely just curious. You're just driving a bunch of curiosity traffic. What they actually want is the photos, the price, the layout, the address. They don't actually care about you. You're competing directly with Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, and every portal that already dominates the space. So you're trying to, as one agent, or even if you're a big ass team, you're trying to compete with Zillow. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're not going to be Zillow. You're a realtor. There's no leverage between you and them. And the person is not choosing you. They're just choosing information. And when information is just the product, loyalty just kind of disappears. Why would they click your face over anybody else that can offer literally the exact same info? And this is sort of just an example of, just a very basic ad. You've seen for sure a million of these, just very simple stuff. The second most common offer is, get a custom list under 600,000, 700,000, whatever it is. Get a tailored home list sent directly to your inbox. Tell me your criteria and I'll send you matches. Again, this sounds logical, but what is a prospect actually doing? They're just gathering data. They will opt into your ad, into another agent's ad, a lender's funnel, a Zillow alert. You just become one of many inboxes. There's no emotional positioning. There's no authority signal. There's no differentiation. You're just a data provider. And data providers are very replaceable. I'm saying this over and over, you just don't have any leverage. So this is just an example of, you get a basic list of homes under this price or whatever. The second most common is get a free home evaluation. So find out what your home is worth, free CMA. This offer has been run in every single market for over a decade. It is fully commoditized. When a homeowner sees this ad, they don't think, wow, this agent must be special. I've never seen anybody run a home evaluation ad before. They just think, okay, another realtor. Cool. Now you're competing on years of business, your brokerage brand, your reviews, and your price. You should for sure be branding those advantages. But at the end of the day, there's always an agent that has more sales than you. There's always an agent that has more years of experience than you. So here's the real problem. If someone sees your ad for the first time and you don't have 50,000 followers or 100,000 YouTube subscribers or a massive brand authority, they don't care who you are. All they care about is just the thing in the ad. So they just opt in. They get what they want and then they move on. There is zero built-in intent to hire you. And that's why the show rates are low. Conversations feel very transactional. You're constantly chasing because you've never actually built any leverage. And at that point, online marketing is just becomes about volume. It's about leverage. You know what I mean? You need leverage, people, leverage. Leverage means when someone sees your ad and they feel like, oh, this person actually understands my situation and not this person just has information. People never ever hire just a generalist. You want to try to hire a specialist, which is exactly what you want those people to feel like. I'm hiring a specialist. So now here's what actually works and this is the big thing. Instead of marketing to anyone looking to buy or sell in King County, you should be trying to market to people in actual specific life situations. Because people don't wake up wanting a realtor. They wake up wanting to solve a problem. And when you call out that exact problem, something powerful happens. You gain instant authority. And let me show you what that looks like. So first example, upsizing families. Imagine this ad. Attention 35 to 40-year-old couples in Bellingham who just had their second child and are officially outgrowing their starter home. Last month, we helped a local family move from 1,800 square feet to a 3,200 square foot property in this exact school district that they wanted without carrying two mortgages. And here's how we structured the transition so it was very seamless. Think about what just happened. You didn't say, anybody looking to buy. You called out an age range, you called out a family stage, you called out an emotional pain point, you called out a specific transition, specific outcome. When that exact couple sees this ad, one of two thoughts happen. Either A, this is literally us, or B, this person clearly works with families like ours. And that is leverage. You're no longer competing against every other agent. You're competing in a very small category. And when you narrow positioning, perceived expertise increases tenfold. So let's look at example number 2, downsizing retirees. Now let's say we run this. Homeowners 60 plus in Kitsap County thinking about downsizing in the next 12 months. We specialize in helping retirees sell, large properties and transition into low maintenance homes so they can unlock equity and just simplify life overall. Notice the emotional angle. This isn't about square footage. It's about maintenance fatigue, simplicity, freedom, travel, lifestyle, different audience. Maintenance fatigue, simplicity, you have freedom, you have travel, you have a lifestyle. And what that means is you have a different audience, you have a different psychology, you have a different message. And generic marketing ignores psychology. Situation-based marketing actually uses psychology. That's what marketing is. It's just using psychology to get into the heads of people and figure out what do they want, what is their problem, and how can we solve that problem. And let's use another example, relocating families. So let's say, moving from Seattle to Whatcom County, here's how we helped 7 families relocate without driving back and forth multiple times. Now you're solving distance, uncertainty, local knowledge gap, logistics. That speaks directly to relocation stress. And it's very specific, it's tangible, it's credible. So people know exactly who you are and the fact that you can actually help solve their specific problem. Let's do one more example, high emotion situations. Divorce, estate sales, job relocation. These are higher emotion, high intent categories. And if you say going through divorce, you need to sell discreetly, restructure sales so both parties feel protected and the process stays neutral. That person is not shopping casually. That person has actual urgency. So time is a big factor. And urgency is what converts. They're not going to just try to piss around. They actually want to be serious and try to work with an agent that is also serious. So, and here's just some quick examples of ads that have been either run or we know can work pretty well. You can just take straight from here. So you can see images, thinking about downsizing, they're bold, and the biggest move up mistake. People want to avoid mistakes, so that's very good for marketing. And honestly, here's the strange part, is every other industry understands this. You know what I mean? If you're watching this video and you click off and you go see another ad, whatever it is, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, notice how it calls you out. That isn't real estate. Notice how it calls you out. Say you're trying to get a personal trainer. You'll never see a personal trainer run like attention anyone who wants to get fit. You know what I mean? You'll see busy moms, 30 to 40, want visible abs in 90 days. You're calling out like a specific person, you're calling out a specific problem, an outcome, and that's just marketing 101. Is you want to call out specific groups of people. But in real estate, it's always attention anyone or everyone looking to buy or sell in King County, even the world. If you're looking to buy a home and you're in freaking Nigeria, I'll help you buy and sell a home there. Like, like obviously that's hyperbole, but the message is that it's very broad. It's like, it's very, very broad. And it's not positioning, that's just broadcasting your entire job, which is good, I guess, but it just creates noise though. There's no actual leverage, like I said. And when something is broad, it becomes ignorable. And let's remember what the main goal is, guys. Let's remember what the main goal is. At the end of the day, we just want leverage, and all these offers create no leverage. You're not getting any leverage with these. So in order to actually implement this, first you have to identify, let's just say like 3 life situations in your market. You want to try to think, okay, at my past 3 transactions, why have they moved? Why did they sell their home? Why did they buy their home? And whatever those reasons are, that should help you narrow down. Maybe I attract downsizers. Maybe I attract upsizers. Maybe I attract younger family members that are trying to, buy a starter home. So the idea is you want to try to figure out who do you work with best, I guess. So like I said, upsizing, downsizing. There's Seattle suburb relocations, first-time home buyers with like tech jobs, military relocation because there's a Navy base pretty close by, divorce transitions. After that, you'll want to build a creative that speaks directly to the situation. So like you can use your credentials, use your brokerage, but mainly you want to use the situation. After that, you want to reference actual real life examples. So case studies is really good, recent wins, specific results, and you want to offer an actual strategy call. Don't offer like a PDF or like a guide or anything like that. Have an actual like strategy call. A call that they can book in and boom, you're good to go. When you offer a guide, you become information, and when you offer a strategy, you become an actual advisor. And advisors get hired. So now let's do a quick little comparison of a generic versus situational ad campaign. So if you're running generic ad campaigns, you're competing against every other person. You're getting a very high cost per lead. You have a very low show rate because they don't take you serious because again, they just want the information and they probably already got that information from you. And you have a very low close rate because again, they don't have any loyalty to you. They don't actually have a personal relationship, which is what really matters in the real estate space. And then you just end up wasting your time. If you're running a situation-based ad, you're competing with almost no one. So you get a very low cost per lead. You get a very high show rate because people are actually wanting to talk to a person and not just get a PDF. You get a very high close rate as well. Because again, those people are more likely to want to be with you as a realtor, as a person, than they are just to like think of you as just like, okay, this person gives out a free PDF. Cool. And you save a bunch of time from that. And at the end of the day, the goal of online marketing isn't just more leads, it's just better positioning. And positioning is what gives you leverage. So if you want to build out niche campaigns like this in your market, just reach out. I'll show you a quick little case study that I did for another agent that we do for other agents in the PNW, so Washington and Oregon. I'm based out of Bellingham personally. And what we do is we ran this ad thinking of selling in the shoreline area. Your home could be worth more than anything. And you would think, okay, this is very generic. Levis, you just said, don't run generic ads like this. What are you doing? And I guess I should say all those offers that we just talked about, all these aren't inherently bad. None of this is inherently bad. If you see an agent posting on this, posting like a just listed thing, that isn't inherently bad. It just means that if they're trying to get serious business, maybe it isn't the best. We are running these strategically. So we're getting a whole lot of volume. Then we could filter this into a 1-level living. We could retarget these people and get 1-level living. From this, after a long time of just a few months and weeks of just like constantly targeting and retargeting and doing all that, we got 43 leads, which doesn't sound like a lot. But again, these people were a lot more qualified and actually serious because they built a relationship with the realtor. And this ended up with being a $16 cost per lead, which is not that high, which is pretty good. We spent a total of $700 and we got 25,000 impressions reached. At the end of the day, these don't really matter. They're kind of vanity metrics, but I thought I'd just include them just to kind of see it does work. And we ended up getting the names, numbers, emails, and addresses of all these leads. Obviously, this is just only like 4 leads that I showed on the screenshot, but we got 43 leads. And from this, we got 2 transactions. two transactions from basically just running two ads. So it does work. So just stop running generic offers and expecting different results. That's the shift you have to make.